Welcome to World Class Bullshitters, the epitome of pop culture. I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and with me tonight is the last standing Samoan, Nick Utam.
Stop eating my sesame cake.
Fuck you, Dion. Kendo Slice.
So I was at the bank earlier today, and this old lady, I guess she was having trouble at the ATM. She asked me if I could help her check her balance. I just gave her a little push, and she toppled right the fuck over.
Oh, good, Dustin's back.
She
No. Dustin would have raped her. Let's be honest.
That's true. He would have been trying to look up her skirt. And...
I helped her back up.
Well, we'll talk about senile old people in a little bit. But just give a quick shout out to Dion. Dion's out of town, dealing with a loss in his family. So Dion, Hillary, stay strong and good luck. So we're finally at a non-Star Wars centric episode. It's been months.
Woo!
Holy shit! You're kidding me.
No, it's been months since we've had an episode that's not Star Wars related.
Are you sure there's no news about Star Wars? Like nothing,
I mean, there
like
is, but I'll put it in a separate video. Listeners, I'll talk about all kinds of Star Wars related junk over the next coming week. I figure there's enough pop culture news to talk about, allegations, fucking Oprah, all kinds of crazy shit to talk about this week in pop culture. So Star Wars is failing miserably, comparatively speaking. It's in its fourth week. It's in third place. Jumanji beat it. By the way, I saw Jumanji. Much better movie than Star Wars. Even if you're not into like family-friendly flicks, it's got a good enough amount of jokes that are adult-themed that you'll laugh. There's boner jokes. There's like death jokes, a couple sex jokes here and there. Jack Black was the best part of the whole fucking movie, so...
I love that, man.
Yeah,
Which is saying a lot, because...
Yeah. You know, The Rock is cool, but you could have done with anyone else in that role. Like, it could have been me if I got in shape, so, whatever. Love The Rock, but he was kind of interchangeable in that film. So, before we get into all of our fun stuff tonight, let's give a quick shout-out to our listener of the week, Oscar Burney. All the way from the UK. Oscar sent me an email, and it was a good message. It was basically telling us how our show has helped him out and entertained him and all kinds of stuff. So, Oscar, I just wanted to tell you thanks. The message meant a lot to me. The other guys have seen it too, and we appreciate it, man.
Thanks, Oscar.
So, real quick, a couple shout-outs to our new patrons. Luis pledged $10, so thank you, Luis. Captain Blood pledged $1. Mojo El Diablo pledged $1, and I believe he gave us a shout-out on one of his videos. Mojo El Diablo, thank you very much for the shout-out. I appreciate it. It's always nice when another YouTube channel, wants to help another channel out. So, if there's everything you ever want us to shout out for you, let me know, and I'll gladly put it in one of our podcasts.
Yeah, make sure you like us and send that video to our Twitter so this way I can tweet it out and follow you, and we can share each other's stuff, man.
Yeah. Also, Aaron Nace pledged $5. Thank you, Aaron.
Aaron!
And I believe that's it. It hasn't been a big, giant week for new patrons, but... Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, Jeremy Burgess gave up $1 last week, so thank you again, Jeremy. You're very lucky that you're the last person because you get double shout-outs. But anyway, thanks to everyone that's been donating on Patreon. We've had a lot of great growth, and if you've noticed, we've had a lot more content come out, higher quality content. I'm able to go out into the world, film stuff in high def, render it in high def, give you guys more content. So the bigger we grow, all joking aside, the more I can put out. I can put, 15 hours into one video and do all kinds of extra crazy shit. So thank you to everyone who's helped us out. Speaking of Patreon, let's tell you what you guys get this coming week. So, I think I'm going to put it out on Saturday just to give this episode a little time to breathe, as well as our newest Princess Leia video. Our good friend of the show and patron, Justin Beck, used one of his patron benefits, or privileges, or however you would like to phrase it, to have us do a commentary for The Amazing Spider-Mans 1 and 2, and he joined us. So a lot of patrons don't know that if you're of a certain level, you can be on World Class Bullshitters. It doesn't have to be a commentary. It can be a video about whatever. But the thing is, you pick the topic. We don't pick the topic. We just show up for what you want us to talk about. So it was a lot of fun. Justin was a great dude. He really is into Spider-Man like me, so we had a lot of stuff to talk about. That'll be out tomorrow. So if you're into the character, if you're into just more world-class bullshitters fun, make sure you check it out. And that will be here on YouTube as well as Patreon. Okay, so it's now time for the news, because next week it's irrelevant. So guys, let's talk about, I guess this is the newest news, but to me it's kind of the biggest one. So it's our title picture, and there's a big shakeup over at Fox's Marvel division. So almost all of their movies have a change in their release date. So this comes from IGN, and it says that Deadpool 2 will now be released on May 18th instead of June 1st, which puts it opposite of Sony Pictures' Slender Man and 1 week ahead of Solo, a Star Wars story. So Deadpool might beat Han Solo.
Yeah.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, if you can help this happen, for the love of God, please.
Shit, I will. Yeah, just go see Deadpool twice. What would be crazy as shit is if like most people waited to see Deadpool by 1 week, so when Han Solo comes out, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, this Han Solo buzz is gonna be huge," and then Deadpool beats it. Could Han Solo be the first Star Wars movie to open at number 2?
Ooh, dude, that would be hilarious. If that happens, dude, it's gonna send one hell of a message to Disney. It's like, we fucking hate them. Quit making them.
You know, I don't think it will though, and let me tell you why. I think it'll cause Kathleen Kennedy to double down on her whole feminist tactics. Oh yeah, movies with men in the lead don't draw in money.
Shit.
You know how that bitch operates.
Yeah. You got a point there.
So you know that's going to be her tactic, and all her little fucking internet parrots are just going to repeat what she says, act like
Because
it's the
the
law.
Force is female.
Well, the Force hasn't been created. The only woman to ever significantly help Star Wars was Marsha Lucas, who edited the first film, and if it wasn't for her, the end battle wouldn't have been what it was. So Marsha Lucas, again, thank you for making my favorite part of Star Wars possible, because George Lucas's idea kind of sucked. It was just a bunch of boring trench runs, and then Obi-Wan's voice appeared early in the fight, and all this other shit. It was her that edited the whole Death Star approaching, and the one trench run for Luke, and how it was paced, so she really saved that movie.
Damn, dude, yeah, the pacing on that is incredible. I had no idea that she had edited it at all.
Yeah, she got an Oscar for it.
Damn.
Yeah,
Deservedly so.
Good for you.
Well, the one thing people don't want to talk about when it comes to Star Wars is that the first one was nominated for Best Picture and all kind. I think it won out of like 8 Oscar nominations. It won 6 or something like that. I'll look it up in a moment.
Yeah.
But it didn't win Best Picture, and George Lucas didn't win Best Director. But that movie was a huge hit, critically, financially, culturally. No other Star Wars movie has had that effect. Even, The Empire Strikes Back, which people consider the best one, it was a good sequel, but the first one was just magic, and Star Wars isn't that anymore.
So what you're saying, because of a female, it was good. Is that what you're saying, Jeff?
That's what I'm hearing.
What I'm saying is that a female with true creativity made Star Wars better, not some chick with an agenda who sits up in an office worried about having 6 out of 8 employees be female on the storytelling team, because it shows. She even had an article where it said it took her a couple months to find women she liked to work with. I don't give a fuck, lady, if you like who you work with. If you guys are pumping out the best content possible, that's your job. You make millions of dollars a year. Eat another shit sandwich. You've been doing it for 40 fucking years. You're not special. You've never attributed anything to the movies you've been a part of. Oh, you're on Back to the Future. You dealt with the finances. Okay? Robert Zemeckis, Bob Gale, Crispin Glover, Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd, everyone but you made that movie. Leah Thompson, Thomas F. Wilson, the dog that played Einstein, the dog
Billy
that played Copernicus, the fucking Libyan terrorists, the lady on the news. All those people had more of an input in Back to the Future's creativity and success than Kathleen Kennedy. Lou, the guy who ran the fucking diner. Goldie Wilson himself.
Yeah, he's going to be mayor.
A colored mayor. That'll be the day.
We need to do commentaries for those fucking movies.
The manure truck.
I hate manure. Well, that's from part 2. We do... What we should do on one of these weekends that we're all free is we should do the Back to the Future afternoon. That'd be a lot of fun. Oh, man.
Let's do it this Saturday.
I can't.
No!
Let's do it this Sunday.
There's a blizzard coming. Let's not... It's too early to just randomly jump into that. I gotta prepare emotionally, because when I watch Back to the Future, I really watch Back to the Future. Like, I can watch Beverly Hills Cop like I'm doing right now any day of the week, and it's just, it's background noise. Back to the Future, though, I like to keep it special. Star Wars still kind of has some of that specialness to it, but Back to the Future needs to be held in the highest regards. So, listeners, if you want us to talk about Back to the Future at a later date, let me know. We'll gladly oblige you. But back to Kathleen Kennedy, you uncreative piece of shit. Go fuck yourself, and I hope you get fired.
You don't have to have people working with you that you like to get shit done and do a good job. Most of the bands out there, they hate each other, but they do a good job. Like some of the most famous bands, they don't get along.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing. It's like even DC when they did the Wonder Woman thing, it's like it's directed by a woman. It's like that was their way of fucking pandering. She had done like one short and like a feature or a TV show before that. She was underqualified, completely underqualified for that job. And that's a problem. Is that she's like, okay, vagina, put her in the role, And then DC didn't even think it was going to do that good. And they said whenever they do part 2, they're going to get Joss Whedon, a man, to do part 2. So they didn't think it was going to do that good. They were just fucking pandering to the the female audience out there, and nobody saw that.
Patty Jenkins?
Yeah.
Well, she did direct Monster, which I think got an Oscar nomination, or I think Charlize Theron won an Oscar for it, but she hasn't done anything in like 15 years, so...
Yeah.
I think she'll come back for the second one because of the hype. But real quick, talking about women directors, a good woman director is a director that you don't know is a woman. You don't need to know the sex of the person who made a movie. It's not... Wayne's World is the prime example. 80% of the people out there don't know that a woman directed Wayne's World. Why? Because it doesn't fucking matter if a woman directed Wayne's World. Wayne's World is a good movie, and Penelope Spheris was slick enough to not put any kind of gender politics in the movie. Fast Times at Ridgemont High is directed by Amy Heckerling, I believe. A chick. That movie has tits and violence, and not violence, but tits and swearing and all kinds of fun shit. Yeah, there's that little abortion subplot, but that makes sense no matter who directed the movie, because you fuck around in high school, you get the girl pregnant, it deals with that kind of shit, but that's something that affects both sides of the coin. It doesn't really
and it's a real-life issue.
Yeah, it's not, you... Go ahead.
I was going to say, one of my favorite horror movies that I talk about is Slumber Party Massacre, written by a woman and directed by a woman as well. And there's a fucking nude shower scene in the first 5 minutes of the movie. So and it's one of my favorite ones. I love the shit out of it.
I always make the comparison like this to the older generation to the new. The old generation are women like my mom who go to work, do her job. Maybe they don't like what they do, but they get their shit done. Nowadays, it's these women that want to be congratulated for just showing up to work. It's like, I didn't do anything, but I'm here, and you got to respect me for being here. It's like, no, not really, lady. Like, follow your job description. All these, Me Too, hashtag Me Too movements and all this shit at the Golden Globes, it's just, it almost is like negative. It almost affects them negatively. It's like, you want respect, you want equality. The world's ready to give it to you. Quit bitching about problems that aren't there. We'll talk about the whole, touchy-feely, gropey situation later, and I get that. That is a completely different topic. But this whole, we have to stand in solidarity at the Golden Globes for this and that, it's like, look, all you're doing is drawing your attention to yourself and pushing people further away from your cause. The whole Oscars so white thing, I didn't watch the Oscars this past year because I really don't need to be talked down to by a bunch of fucking multi-millionaires who know dick. Like, hey, good for you, you went to high school. I have a college degree, I'm smarter than you on paper. But because I'm not famous, my word doesn't mean as much. So, that's a whole nother topic. I'm sorry. We went deeper into Star Wars than I planned tonight.
Kill the rich.
No, you eat the rich. You take one bite and you spit out the rest, just like Aerosmith said.
That's right.
I like Aerosmith.
Well, kill him and eat him.
Yeah. Eat him, then kill him. Make it hurt.
Yeah.
So, we got that out of the way. Speaking of the Fox... Oh, sorry, no, Deadpool. Deadpool moved, but there's more that moved, okay? So, back to this article. The New Mutants was supposed to come out this year on April 13th. That got pushed back all the way until February 2019. Ooh. So, almost an entire calendar year. We're going to have to wait for the New Mutants. Now, from what I heard, is that it's to make the movie scarier. So, they're going back and they're doing all kinds of extra shit. So, cool if it's going to be an R-rated horror film set in them. You know what's going to be fucked up, though, guys? Quick detour. I bet you the next set of Marvel Fox movies are going to be all great, and then Disney gets it back, and then we just start back over. And there's going to be this whole, feeling of, oh, man, they were kind of in the right direction, finally. And now we have to go back to this square one bullshit. Oh, Professor X has got to unite the X-Men, and we got to have all these retellings of these stories that we had when your average audience member wasn't even born yet.
Everyone's a princess, and every Indian is happy.
No, the X-Men are all miserable and are going to die alone. And Wolverine better be played by a fucking manly man who is like Hugh Jackman.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, if some pussy like Shia LaBeouf plays Wolverine, I'm going to go berserker and just, punch somebody in the fucking face. It might be you, Kendo, if you're in the theater with me, so be prepared.
Why gonna hit me?
Do not sit within arm's length of the Jeff Hicks, okay? Things will happen. Don't do it.
I don't know, man. I sat really close to him because I had to, because that theater was cramped for The Last Jedi, and I never felt like there was going to be violence directed my direction.
Oh, don't worry. Star Wars is already ruined. I can't get too emotionally upset anymore.
Oh, okay. I just remember there was a lot of looking at each other going, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was a retarded movie. Finally, Gambit has been pushed from February 14th to June 7th of 2019. And the director, Gore Verbinski, has left the film, so... Does anybody even want to see that fucking movie?
If they have an actual French guy played by Greg Sestero, I'll watch it.
But Gambit's from New Orleans, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, then Tommy Wiseau.
Oh, okay, cool.
Natural transition.
You're 19 years old, I'm 14. Happy birthday.
From one Frenchman to another sort of Frenchman.
Oh. So that's the big shakeup at Marvel. The question is, why? Like, why all of a sudden have all these things changed? I mean, is it due to the merger? Is it due to maybe the merger not happening now? Because they're trying
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope the government steps in and just goes, no. What I want to happen is for the government, within the span of a day, I want the government to tell the Fox-Disney merger no. I want the Han Solo movie to fail miserably. And I want Kathleen Kennedy to be compelled to just quit her job and go explore
Jump
mountains.
out the window. Fucking Black Friday style. Or not.
Black Monday?
Style. Yeah, Black Monday style. Black Friday style. She'd jump out the window but be buying a bunch of shit on the way down.
She lands on a 4K TV. I'm okay!
It's only $2.99.
Yeah, I'm like,
my
your
God.
coffee's that much. I can't go on about her anymore. I wrote an open letter to her, folks. You can listen to the video on the channel. It's almost at 100,000 views, which blew my mind, because one day it was like 20,000, then it was at 70,000. I was like, oh shit, I guess people really have to, they care to hear what I have to say about Kathleen Kennedy.
Well, yeah, after the last big floppage, then, the exposure was there. They're like, man, this sucks. Who are we going to blame? Oh, these guys already blame this bitch. Let's jump on.
Well, the funny thing is, I didn't make the video about the China situation, but the movie flopped in China.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
hard.
it legitimately flopped in China. It's not like, oh, you guys are spinning it. No, it is a failure in China. And I don't care about your fucking, oh, Star Wars isn't part of the culture. I don't give a fuck. You're supposed to be able to market anything to anybody with the Disney machine, you know?
Yeah, and anybody who says it's George Lucas's fault or Mark Hamill's fault is a fucking idiot. I'm sorry, but you are a goddamn moron. It is Disney's fault. It's Kathleen Kennedy. It's Ryan Johnson's fault because they fucked up. She was in charge. She gave him creative control, and then he created a piece of shit. There you go.
Yeah, they didn't even have any direction.
Yeah, they did. I mean, I treat The Last Jedi like I treat The Room. Like, if I'm real drunk, I'll watch it and it'll be good. But that's about it.
Dude, you're giving that movie too much credit to equate it to The Room. The Room is a far superior film.
Yeah, in every way.
Well,
Did you
that's
hear
how
there's a rumor
I
that-
treat it.
Did you hear there's a rumor that Tommy Wiseau didn't even direct The Room?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Have you heard about that, Kendo?
Yeah, are you talking about like that Sandy guy said that he's actually the one that directed The Room?
Might be, yeah. I just saw the headline and I'm like, what?
The
No.
guy, the guy that Seth Rogen played in the movie.
Really?
Yeah, because I think it was like Sandy Schaefer or something like that.
Oh,
I'd have to look
Schickler?
at- Yeah, Schickler, that guy, because he was actually the script supervisor, and he, based on the book, if you read the book, you can tell that there was a lot of times he was directing the movie because with Tommy playing himself for the most part, well, Tommy being in the movie, playing the lead role, he obviously can't be behind the camera every second when he's doing that, filming himself, obviously. So I could see where the guy could take credit for doing the directing on it because he had to, since the director was the main character as well.
But do you want to take credit for directing The Room?
I mean, you probably do now.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I know the Disaster Artist is out, and we're all high on the whole Room buzz, but the movie's not going to all of a sudden become like a $200 million picture, where it's like, holy shit, everyone's going to see The Room and buying it on Blu-ray. Hell, when Nick bought the fucking soundtrack, it came directly from Tommy Wiseau himself, so...
Dude, if you know that billboard that had the phone number up that you could call for RSVP, it's in Greg puts it in the book too. He says you can still call this number, and it'll give you information on The Room. And every once in a while, Tommy actually answers it.
Oh my god!
Because one night after we got done doing this, Nick and I were playing around on here, and I tried calling the number, and it came up like busy.
Should I call it right now?
Put it on speaker
go ahead.
and do it.
All right, give me the number.
I don't have it with.
God damn it!
You can look it up. You can look it up. Oh yeah, because I had that.
No. Go on. Let's go on to the next news thing, and we'll pick this up later in the segment.
All right. Well, the Black Widow movie is happening.
Awesome. Good. She deserves it.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, all these articles are saying finally. Like, really, finally, the character. Scarlett Johansson does a fine job, but everything we need to know about the character has been presented already. We already know her origin. We already have seen her in action. Like, she can't be just by herself. She works good with Captain America, maybe her and Hawkeye, her and some other kind of human-based character, not Thor, not Doctor Strange, who's got the power of the Eye of Agamotto and all that bullshit. Like, she kind of needs to be teamed up in an espionage thriller with somebody, because Scarlett Johansson... We've seen Scarlett Johansson, the action movie, before. We saw Lucy. Lucy was a hit, but it was weird and different. We also saw Ghost in the Shell, which kind of sucked.
Oh, dude, visually I loved Ghost in the Shell. I thought it was fucking awesome.
Visually, it did look good. But it wasn't like that interesting of a story.
Yeah, very true.
Like, I don't need to see it again.
Yeah. Well, also they're saying that... what is it? The movie Red Sparrow that Jennifer Lawrence is in is basically her movie because the story is the same. It's just shot differently and it's a different name and different characters and stuff. But it's basically her movie.
I have no interest. I don't see anything with Jennifer Lawrence in the title. I just don't like her as an actress. She's very unlikable. She's not that good. She's so
young,
plain.
And she's very, very young, and they're giving her all these like very difficult roles that are like, I think above her head that she is trying to play. I mean, I think the latest thing that she did that I really liked was like Silver Linings Playbook. Other than that, I really don't care. I saw her in American Hustle, and it was like she was trying to be 35, but she's still like 24, and it was weird seeing that. I didn't like it at all. I'm just like, I don't know. She needs to just kind of play her age or a little slightly above that. No more.
Amy Adams blows her out of the water in terms of like acting ability.
Oh my god, Amy Adams is so fucking talented.
Yeah, I remember her back on that '70s show for that one episode.
Yeah, dude, I remember her in Talladega Nights.
She's in that movie?
Yeah, dude, she's his assistant.
Oh shit! Okay,
yeah,
I only saw that movie once.
Yeah, she's the girl with the glasses.
That's all you need to see.
You didn't like it, Kendo?
Nope.
Did it hit too close to home or something?
No, I just don't like Will Ferrell.
What?
I don't. Okay,
I get it.
When he's in an ensemble cast type thing, like old school, he's fine because he doesn't have to be the center of attention. But when he's in a movie where he has to be the center of attention and tries to steal every scene and everything like that, that's when he gets annoying and grating on my nerves. I'm just all right,
I love
can't.
Step Brothers though. So
yeah. Well, what do you think about Step Brothers? Is that too much?
The first time I watched it, I liked it, but mostly because of John C. Reilly.
Right.
And then I watched it again, and it was okay. And then the third time I watched it, I was just like, I can't do it. Sorry.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but I'm going to kick you repeatedly in the balls, Gardaki. Like, I love that movie. But like this, I remember the first time I saw Step Brothers was when it first hit DVD, and we were hanging out in my buddy Toph's dorm room, and I laughed so hard that people from all over the floor were like coming to check on us because I was just, God, it was so fucking hilarious. I kind of want to pop that in right after the podcast tonight while I'm editing the show. Like, I bought it on Blu-ray. It takes me a lot to buy a movie on Blu-ray if it's not on sale.
God. Oh yeah.
Dude, Step Brothers, Anchorman's 1 and 2. I like 2. Sue me. And I really enjoy Old School. And what was that one movie that Will Ferrell was in? Stranger Than Fiction. I liked that movie.
I like that one as well. He was really good in that.
Yeah, I think he's a good, solid, straight man actor too when he needs to be. I mean, I'll admit he plays the same role in a lot of movies, but
I don't know. I feel like Stranger Than Fiction was really like he was stretching his muscles there, with acting muscle anyways with that one, because he did such a good job with that, and he played it so straight and like a normal person basically, and like he did such a good job with that. I really liked it.
He was phenomenal on SNL. He was one of the all-time greats that have ever been on SNL. Him, Eddie Murphy, Phil Hartman, Chris Farley, Mike Myers. Those guys were just some of the greatest actors. Well, they became actors when they were on the show. They're just some of the greatest cast members of all time. And I like Will Ferrell. I was at the gym the other day, and when I wasn't scoping out the girl with the amazing butt on the Stairmaster, I was watching the ice skating movie. What's that? Blades of Glory?
Oh my god!
That movie sucked.
I like Blades of Glory!
I do too. I do too.
Oh, Chas Michaels? I love that character.
God.
He's such a piece of shit.
I know. plus you have Coach being a coach.
Yeah. And then Mr. Feeney was in that movie.
I know.
I'm so glad he's still alive.
Yeah.
I think he'll outlive Stan Lee.
Oh, are we having like? Is that the contest we're having right now?
We're about to have that when we talk about the Stan Lee allegations in a moment. Listeners, by the way, we told you that we'd call this room phone number, so here it is.
Yeah.
So let's put it on speaker.
I'm gonna save it to my phone when I get a chance.
Ah, it's busy.
Oh shit!
I feel like I'm Geraldo Rivera and I just opened Al Capone's vault. I know you only had built up for like 8 minutes, listeners, and I apologize in advance, but we'll try calling it back 2 more times during the show. How's that?
Yeah, because it's an old school landline. It's not like a cell phone where there's no such thing as a busy signal. It's an actual phone line plugged into a phone jack with a phone plugged into it.
I wish,
according to Greg Sestero,
I wish that Tommy would answer the phone. Hello? What would we say to him?
It would be a fucking interview on the spot.
Yeah, I'd be like, is this Mr. Tommy Wiseau? Yes. Mr. Wiseau, I just want to let you know that World Class Bullshitters is a huge fan, and we're calling to see if we can interview you for the next 2 minutes. Okay,
yeah,
fine.
Be like, if you don't believe us, Kendo was at the room last night watching the movie and just once again saw it in theaters and came in telling us how great it was.
We're tired, we're wasted, we love you, darling.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Tommy.
I tweeted him that today.
He'd be like, you're the people that tweet me every day. Tweet.
It's a personal message from us to Tommy Wiseau. Come on our show unless you just chicken.
Yeah. Cheap. Okay, so, next story. Black Panther beats Fandango MCU pre-order ticket sales record. Black Panther has set a new Fandango record as the top-selling MCU film in the first 24 hours of ticket pre-sales. And then it just goes on to talk about how it beat Captain America Civil War's pre-sales. Now, the pre-sales are nice, but that doesn't mean dick yet.
Right.
This movie could underperform.
Yeah, I mean, that's pre-sales for that weekend. I mean, that's good and all, but I mean, I don't know how to gauge that. That's really odd. It's like the pre-sales are awesome. Okay, well, we need to see how the movie does as a whole, and if there's like a 60% drop off in the following weekend. So,
to me, this is just like the. I hate to bring it up, but like when they go like, "Oh, this is the highest movie in July directed by a female of all time," type of thing. How they did with Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Like it's like, hey, for the first 24 hours, blah blah. It's just a way to fucking build up, 1, promote Black Panther, 2, promote a black superhero movie that we've had multiple times, and 3, bring up some news in a pretty light Marvel week. You always got to keep Marvel on the tongue every week.
Yeah.
And I guess this is a way to do it.
Wesley Snipes, we miss you. Please do Blade 3, 4, and 5.
You mean 4, 5, and 6?
4, 5, and 6. That's what I mean. Sorry.
4, 5, 4. Yeah, I'm all for more Blade movies. I'm all for another Spawn movie. We're at the end, though. I know, Nick, you're getting burnt out on superhero movies, and so is Jodie Foster, who's very unlikable. But
But like the Blade movies are something I love all three of them. I know people have like opinions about all of them, but like, and so do I. But they're just movies that I really love, and they're kind of corny, they're kind of hokey, but they're just like, to me, they're real fun, and I love watching them. And I could really use like three more with Wesley Snipes, and that whole thing. It's a lot of fun, and I would love to see that again, honestly.
I saw the first Blade in theaters in 1998, so I'm all for more Blade, dude. I have good feelings towards the character. It was kind of weird being like the only kid in grade school that had seen Blade. Because I remember going to school, I'm like, I saw this movie called Blade, and everyone's like, I don't know what that is. I'm like, he's a vampire killer, blah, 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 and he cut somebody's head off, and blah, 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 and all this shit, and I'm freaking out. And nobody cared. I'm like, fine, fuck you guys. I'm going to play my Nintendo 64. Bitches.
Yeah, I love it. Tracy Lord is in the first one in the first few minutes, and she dies.
I'm always okay to watch a porn star die.
Oh, yeah.
In a film, not in real life. Wait, didn't another porn star just kill herself this week?
I have no idea.
I'll look it up. I'm pretty sure a porn star offed herself this week.
It's an epidemic.
Is it? I think they're just all depressed.
That could be.
It's winter. That's why.
Yeah. The boner
Olivia
season is
Nova.
off. You know, they take a winter break from the filming and everything like that so they can, rest up. It's kind of like the major soccer leagues around the world, how they take the winter off for rest and recuperation from all that strenuous working.
Yeah.
They got to take some time off to, let stuff get stretched back out right.
Just days after saying she was lonely on Christmas, porn star Olivia Nova was found dead.
Okay. I mean...
I don't really care, sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to her parents that your daughter died, but other than that, she wanted to be buried next to Amy Winehouse.
Huh?
That's an odd thing to do.
I wonder how that worked out.
I don't know. We'll have to check back in with that one.
Yeah, because I really care. I'm so genuinely interested. I'm winking like Rocket Raccoon right now.
Oh, God.
So let's talk about a.
Well, I got some more to add on the Black Panther thing.
Oh, please.
So this to tell us how an activist has started a GoFundMe campaign to help kids in Harlem see Black Panther. So a New York man, because of course, wants to make sure a key demographic doesn't miss out on the African superheroes' exploits, kids of color. Frederick Joseph has started a GoFundMe campaign so kids in Harlem, New York can go see the movie when it comes out next month. And thanks to some big-name celebrities, the Wakanda Forever campaign is growing faster than a speeding bullet, which that's Superman. So he goes on to say about how he just, since that's their target demographic, or that should be, and that he wanted to do something. So he's collecting money in the Wakanda Forever GoFundMe campaign to be able to buy tickets and refreshments for the children and the chaperones to go see it. Anything's left over, it's going to the Boys and Girls Club. And then there was a link to the fundraiser, the actual GoFundMe page, and as of right now, to help children see Black Panther has raised $37,261 of its original $10,000 goal.
Oh, my.
Yes. 1,065 people have donated money. Now, maybe that wasn't refreshing. Refresh it again real quick to see if it's still there. Nope, now it's up to $38,183 by 1,098 people.
Okay. Wow.
This isn't Amistad. This is retarded. This is their demographic, black people. If Marvel only wanted black people to see this movie would bomb. What's the what is it? 15% of Americans are black?
Something like that.
Yeah.
So if only 15% of if all of 15%,
a ton of them are in jail.
Well, I'm not even going to get into that dumb shit, but not every American's going to go see this movie.
No, I was going to say if they're in jail, they're not going to be able to see the movie.
They're not going to get a one-day pass to go see the Black Panther?
I don't think so. I mean, Al Sharpton might try to get it for him, but I don't see it working out.
Okay, all right. To give you an idea, there's probably 330 million people in America, so that's roughly 50 million, approximately 50 million people.
Yeah, I know if 50 million people went and saw Black Panther, that'd be great, but I hate to break it to this guy, whatever his name is, that's started the thing. Not all black people like Black Panther. You know, I'm not a white guy. When I was a little kid, I didn't give a shit about any black superhero. It was Spider-Man and Batman all the way. Didn't care what color they were. They looked cool, and they did cool shit. Remember, it's not about the color of your skin. It's the content of your character. Who said that? If you don't know, you're an idiot. So, let's stop.
Answer the question.
You don't get to answer the question. That is for the listeners to try to figure out. That's great. I know a lot of answers to shit. But I want people in the comment section to go, who was he talking about? And then I'm going to go and weed those people out and add them to a folder of people that don't understand historical context.
Well, the thing is with the Googles, you can go check that out beforehand, which just makes it even sadder because they're that stupid.
Yeah, that's a pretty famous speech there, folks.
Yeah.
If Brian Lape doesn't get there first,
he's probably already there. He's sensed it in the air. He's like, "Oh, my nerd senses are tingling. I got to go look up some historical information."
He doesn't have to look it up. He was there.
That's true. He was in the prime of his life. He was like 75 when that happened.
Oh, Grandpa Lape, hanging out in Washington D.C. in the early '60s.
You were still so anus back then. It was ridiculous.
Anus through time.
Yeah.
So Stan Lee created the Black Panther along with Jack Kirby. And by the way, I just would like to point out, I was pretty pissed off. I went to see Jumanji, and they had a little preview for the Black Panther. And Kevin Feige, the producer of the MCU, said Stan Lee created the Black Panther in 1962 to bring, or 1966 or whatever it was, to bring in new black audiences. Jack Kirby and Stan Lee. And Jack Kirby had the charcoal or the coal panther. Jack Kirby already had a black character in the works. Like, Jack Kirby was the guy that was more socially progressive than Stan Lee. Now, I'm not going to sit and shit on Stan Lee because I'm about to defend him in a few moments, but let's stop using Stan Lee as, like, the creator of everything. Because he's, like, part creator. Yeah, he's, you know, he was great, and I give him all the credit in the world for what he did attribute to these characters, and he is probably the greatest living writer. You know, next to us, of course. Yeah. Wait till my magnum opus comes out.
But well, I was going to say, he's not going to be probably living a whole lot longer.
Well, once Stan Lee goes, it's Stan Lee and then a huge drop to me. So
yeah.
It looks like I'll be the best writer in the world by the end of the year.
Jeff Hikes of Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yeah! Well, when you write a film called Who Killed Phil? A Murder Mystery and it makes $400 billion, you gotta say I'm pretty good. You know, Nick, with that kind of money, I don't think I'll ever do another thing again in my life.
Yeah, that's the end of the show. We're done.
No. The show won't go away. What'll happen is I won't prepare for the show.
Oh, it'll just be 2 hours of us completely mailing it in.
Yeah, every week it'll be like, so what happened? And we just go to like TMZ. Kanye West has AIDS. Oh, okay. Well,
fuck easy. He's a bitch. Go tell
he
everybody.
He is a bitch. Somebody's bitch.
Listeners, tweet Kanye West or his relatives or as much as you can with hashtag Yeezy is a bitch. Now you don't have to do that. Just say Yeezy is a bitch. Hashtag WCBS.
Yeah. When his kid gets a Twitter account, make sure the first tweet that child reads is Yeezy's a bitch.
Hashtag WCBS.
Yeah. I want that child to know what hashtag WCBS means before, you know, it knows how to take a shit on a toilet.
It will.
We're gonna change the world. I'm gonna ruin it. So let's talk about this whole Stan Lee sexual assault allegation case, as well as this new one that I'm just learning about. So Stan Lee has been accused of 95-year-old Stan Lee has been accused of groping and feeling up nurses, and now today they're accusing him of masturbating in front of a masseuse. So first off, I just want to say I don't. Probably female. I don't think Stan Lee's gay, or has there ever been gay.
Well, you never know. It could be like one of those things where he thought it was going to be a girl masseuse, and he's, you know, just warming up the engine, and it turns out it's a dude, and he's like, fuck.
I'm pretty sure that male masseuse wouldn't have been too upset. He was like, oh my god, Stan Lee's wiener. Ew, but whatever.
And then ask him a bunch of questions about Spider-Man.
Yeah, so can he shoot webs from his dick? No. Mechanical on his arm. Did you not read the fucking comic I wrote 50 years ago? No. I saw the movie, though. Cool.
Is it things dork made out of orange rock like the rest of them?
Hey, Mallrats reference number one. Yeah, but at 95 years old, I highly doubt this dude is popping a boner at a massage parlor. Like, I just don't buy that story. That just seems made up.
Yeah, because, I mean, he would have taken enough Viagra to turn his eyes blue. I mean, come the fuck on.
He can barely walk. They
Yeah.
hold him up by a stick in these MCU movies. I doubt he's sitting there, hey baby, I wrote the Fantastic Four and Spider-Man. Jerk me off. Like, I just don't buy that story. He's so old and feeble. It's almost kind of pathetic and sad that people are using him as a, he's the next in line of these whole, Hollywood sex allegation people.
Well, and then, I mean, you keep using this word allegation, which means that it's just an allegation. It's not, it's unproven. There's no
evidence to back it up yet.
There's no evidence to back it up yet. So, I mean,
a lot of times there isn't.
Yeah, so we have no idea if it's true or not. It's just somebody said something with the dude's name attached to it, and everybody's kind of gone crazy like they always do with what's been going on lately. So it's just kind of like, okay, so let's work it out. Let's find out if this is real or not.
Welcome to America. Guilty until proven innocent. It's not even a thing anymore. Now it's guilty no matter what, just because somebody said something about you that isn't true, and we're going to go ahead and just fucking hang you from the gallows today.
Because your fucking feelings were hurt, fucking pieces of shit. The fucked up part, though, is this will probably kill Stan Lee. I'm not even trying to be funny. He will die this year, and this will be what everyone remembers him by. They're like, oh, every article won't be like, hey, the dude is responsible for every Marvel movie you fucking like, except Guardians of the Galaxy. And I'm trying to think, there's what other ones that are out that he had no involvement in. A character creation, or at least writing. I can't think of one off the top of my head. Point is, it won't be about the achievements he made in life, or, he was a World War II veteran. No. They won't talk about all this great stuff that Stan Lee did. And look, I said it a few minutes ago, I know Stan Lee gets too much credit, but for all the great things he did in his life, this bullshit, this fucking nurse that is accusing him of whatever is going to be what he's remembered by, and then everyone's just going to be like, oh, he's dead. And then in 10 years, everyone's going to go on about how great Stan Lee was, now they miss him. And the same fucking people that write these fucking stupid articles are going to go on and on about, oh, Stan Lee, the genius that was Stan Lee. But when he was around, you fucking vilified him as a fucking rapist. That's where we are as a society right now, and it's fucking retarded.
That's what I said. Dude, innocent until proven guilty became guilty until proven innocent. Now it's just somebody said he did it, so he must have.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things now. Anybody can say anything. It's we're still in that stage of reading the headlines only. That's the problem. Is nobody dives deeper. Nobody looks at both sides of the coin. Nobody does any research. They just read the headlines and then assume the story. And then that's the fucking problem.
Well, that's the way Google's planned it out.
Jeez.
And the thing is, with all these allegations, some of it is true, because there's ones that have admitted to it. And fucking terrible, but he didn't do what people are accusing him of doing, but now. And
well, you just cut out.
It takes a.
Oh, go ahead.
All this. The people.
Yeah,
didn't do anything.
Cutting out.
Fuck.
Are you in Wayne's World 2? You want some ooger and a jelly? That's what you sound like right now. Oh, I'm saying Stan Lee lost. Now it's better.
Yeah.
Okay, what I was saying.
Just tilt your head slightly to the left.
The more allegations that get made, the more diluted the pool gets, and really horrible things. Some of that there's just so many out there now.
Well, the fucked up part is Stan Lee's wife died this past year.
Yeah.
He's had a shit year, and it ends with that. I mean, if they need to have more proof. Everything's like, oh, I can accuse everyone of anything. And we're going to go into the list right now. We're going to talk about this, because we're not going to go through everyone, and we're not going to become this big political podcast, but when it pertains to entertainment, we talk about it, because we're in a really bad place for entertainment. Yeah, I can sit and talk about how fucked up Star Wars is, but it's because of weird politics. That's why the movie fails on so many levels. See, back in the day, money was a motivating factor. Now it's weird political ideology, and it's these people that just want to watch the shit burn. It's kind of like the Joker, he has that pile of money and he just lets it go up in smoke. These people are on a weird power trip. It's like weird cultish behavior. I'm not saying there's anything nefarious or some higher power or anything weird like that. All I'm saying is that these people are a bunch of idiots with money, and they're assholes, and they're self-absorbed, and they get these causes, and they don't care about hurting or harming anyone's life or ruining it. It's all about this cause and making themselves feel better, and everybody wants to be a part of something, so everyone jumps on these bandwagons because it's cool and trendy and hip. And that's where we are with this whole thing. So, hashtag Me Too, whatever. Kendo, read us some of these people that have been accused of whatsoever.
Together completely Time Magazine's website. I somewhat was the last. There's 106 names on this list. Again, we're not going through all of them. We're just going to hit the big ones. So Ben Affleck has been a grab ass on multiple occasions. Apologized for one of them, but never apologized for the. Oliver Stone, accused of being a groper. Accused of rape. He's the magician. So
Who?
You're cutting out still, dude.
Really?
Yeah, really. Are you streaming something?
Oh, no. Pretty.
Well, while you're talking about that, the whole Stan Lee thing, back to it real quick. Do you think he'll get wiped out of these Marvel movies in the future? Like, will he show up in Infinity War and Black Panther now, or do you think they're going to go preemptively cut him out just so they don't offend anybody?
I mean, he's part of it. He's been part of the whole thing since Iron Man, or since Spider-Man, right?
X-Men.
X-Men. Holy shit. Okay, so yeah, he's been a part of it. So I doubt they're just going to be like, oh, cut him out, because if they are, that's a really shitty move. It's just like, these are allegations. We know nothing right now. If it comes to light that this all really happened, then yeah, fine, cut him out. That's okay. I'm okay with that. But just to do it preemptively, just because somebody said something, would be such a shitty fucking move, and I would not support that at all.
I don't think you should ever cut him out. I don't condone what he's done, but he is the creator of all this shit. I'll just go out and say it. For being accused of jerking off in front of somebody or maybe groping somebody, maybe. We don't have any concrete evidence. It doesn't outweigh the 60 or 70 years of contributions he made to the world of literature. So until there's a court case and there's a trial by jury, innocent until proven guilty in my eyes. And it's not just because he treated Spider-Man like some fucking loser journalist says on Twitter. It's because it's how it fucking works.
Yeah.
Even if that loser journalist got accused of shit, until they were proven guilty in a court of law, whatever. I'll give them the same benefit of the doubt. So,
the
to
way
all
it
those
works
people
in
that
this
are on their
country.
high horses, they need to just bring it down. Okay? Stop being so ideological. Because all you're doing is, and I know this sounds weird, but it's like a weird, it's like weird social engineering, because you're kind of like weeding yourself out. You're so extreme, you're so unlikable, you'll never, fuck anybody, find a mate, and then you'll die alone and you'll never procreate, which I guess will be better for society. But all these weird fringe minority people are just, they're just so worried about their weird ideologies that's it. That's where their gene pool stops with them.
Sounds good to me.
It does. It's weird though. It goes against what human nature. It's all about, human nature exists to procreate, to make more people. Not with these weird SJW people, but anyway, Kendo, it sounds like your connection's better. Please, read the list. He said Ben Affleck grabbed somebody's ass, and we know he usually disappears at dead hookers, so. All that Affleck.
And a groper. Magician was accused of rape.
Only Ben Affleck can stop the Moonraper.
True. Kelly was accused of sexual coercion by his former girlfriend. Roman Polanski, do we even need to go into his hit list?
All right, he raped a kid. That's a whole different story. Fuck Roman Polanski.
Done it more than once, allegedly. And, of course, you've got people like Meryl Streep staying up calling him a hero. Let's find some other good ones. Kevin Spacey, we all know what he did. Andy Dick. Andy Dick is accused of sexual harassment, sexual assault, and being a groper. Jeremy Piven's been accused. Dustin Hoffman.
I believe that Andy Dick did it.
Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal?
I believe that one, too.
He was accused of flashing multiple women, for auditions and stuff. There were stories when the ladies entered the room to read with him, one-on-one, his pants was unzipped and he had his hog out.
Is that offensive or the coolest thing I've heard all day?
I don't know.
Decide.
We all know about Louis C.K.
Like a quiet dude, but I guess not.
Well,
he cheated on his wife, so.
Oh, never mind.
He was married to the woman from Weird Science, Nick.
Oh, that motherfucker. How do you cheat on that?
With a babysitter.
George Takei was accused of being a groper back in the day.
Yeah, but we don't hear about that one anymore because,
no. Richard Dreyfuss was accused of sexual harassment and showing his hog off to people.
On a set of Jaws.
He
flashed Bruce.
It didn't say.
Figure, I swear.
Fine. Al Franken going on there because
didn't he leave the Senate or something because of that?
I think eventually he did. He stuck around. He stuck around for a few months after all that stuff. Ron Jeremy was accused of sexual, including rape and groping women. He's vehemently denying those. Which it's just weird. If you're Ron Jeremy, dude, you're out there all over the porn scene. Do you, buddy?
You're the biggest porn star of all time. I don't believe that he did it. He's like, I need to get laid. I'll just wait till tomorrow at 3 p.m. when I shoot my scene.
Yeah, it's like
I've heard of another male porn star as well who was put on blast like that too, like a few years ago, and he's doing fine. He's still working.
Yeah, but in the porn industry, it's like, hey, I got accused of touching somebody's tit at a party. Okay, well, show up on Monday for your scene.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with that. It's just like that. I mean, like I don't know what people are like in their private life, but as far as you fuck for a living, people. I don't know what to tell you.
Maybe it was the extends. Maybe he was taking too much of that shit and it just came out. Sylvester Stallone was a sexual assault back in the day. Nick Carter, one of those boy band guys, was accused of raping his then gonna be girlfriend a long time ago.
Do you think there's like, what the fuck is this? You think it's one of those situations that's like they did it and then it's like, well, it's just regret at this point? I don't know.
It's hard to tell. And then the thing is, talking about this stuff, it's a fine line because if we don't say the right things, we'll be put on blast. We're condoning respectful behavior towards women, and we're.
It's not like we started the show out with saying, "Hey,
go grow
women directors." Yeah, it's like whatever. No. You guys said something against one thing I didn't like, so everything you've ever said has been, revoked, reversed. It just doesn't matter what you've done.
Yeah, I hate that shit too. It's just because we said one small thing that you did not like. All of a sudden we're liars and you fucking hate us. Like, go fuck yourself.
The funny thing is we're small enough for me to not give a shit. And then when we're bigger, I still won't give a shit. Because it's like, that's not how the world works. I'm not afraid of like, oh, you said something on Twitter. First off, I didn't say shit on Twitter. Unless you're going to go back to my old personal Twitter where I would tweet TNA and tell them how much they sucked all day.
I'm sorry. That was my bad.
Yeah.
I was drunk.
I'll forgive you. Don't There's a big thick line between fun and like maliciousness, and we're always on the side of fun. I'm tired of like, oh, harassment, this, that, and the other. Look, harassment ain't saying something somebody dislikes. Harassment is constantly berating somebody and causing a problem. Like if I say, hey, Oprah, I don't think you're qualified for president because you're a talk show host and blah, 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 and I don't think you know what it's like to be an average American, all this other shit. That ain't harassment. That's me voicing an opinion that she disagrees with. Harassment would be like every day saying like, your show fucking sucks, your show fucking sucks, your show fucking sucks, I hate you, you can't act. Like, just constantly berating. That would be harassment, not the first example I made. And,
yeah, exactly.
People just got, I hate to say it, you just got to toughen up.
Yeah. Dude, we're also getting to the point nowadays that if you ask somebody out, male or female, and they don't want to go out with you and they say no, it used to be you took it on the chin and you maybe, but now, like, apparently if you ask somebody out that they don't want to go out with you, you're sexually harassing them. No, you're not. You're getting shot down. That used to be. You just got shot down. You try again.
I hate to say it, but thankfully cops are like normal enough to know that's like not sexual assault. It's like, did you touch her? No. So you literally asked this woman if she'd like to go out to dinner with you, and she said no, and you walked away, and that was it. Yeah, that's it. And she corroborates the story. Well, you didn't do anything wrong, so you're free to go on. But he made me feel awkward. Like I don't care about your fucking feelings until I've committed a crime. Go fuck yourself. Like, oh, you said something I don't like. Well, is it a crime? No. So go fuck yourself. And that's what people need to just get into that mindset instead of this whole, I can't offend, I got to be on pins and needles. You know, we can't either, one, offend people on the internet, we can't offend companies like Disney by giving honest reviews of movies. It's just like, people need to grow a pair of balls. I don't care if that sentence offends you, and just go tell people to go fuck themselves.
Grow a pair of balls or ovaries, depending.
We'll just use the metaphor of growing a pair of balls, man or woman. You know, it's 2018. People can. I don't want to get into that joke. My point is, just toughen up, buck up, man.
Yeah, toughen the fuck up, man. Like, you know, just do, you know, like, grow the fuck up, people. Come the fuck on, man. This is idiotic. This is dumb. This is bullshit. Get over it, really.
When world class bullshitters has to like put you on blast, then you know we're a really bad place right now. Because like we're the channel that makes videos about how stupid Star Wars is, and we gut shit and do all kinds of funny stuff, and then it's like we gotta get real talk for a minute, bro. Like we're gonna grab society by the head and be like, listen, you fucked up. Okay, yeah. You're on the verge of extinction. You're gonna fucking push us over that ledge. And we're never gonna come back. Don't fuck up.
Well, I mean, speaking of extinction, I mean, I'm sure
where people won't speak.
Yeah, I'm sure you've heard. I'm sure you've heard about like the American life expectancy has gone down, and now with this whole like dating bullshit, like there's less kids are getting born, so the American population is slowly like dwindling.
Yeah, it's because everybody's too scared to ask each other out.
For me, there are so many unlikable people out there. I just don't really want to go out. And like, if I was going on a date, I really don't want to be with a woman that's going to be on her phone the whole time or tell me about like dumb shit. It's like, I get it if we have different interests and there's common ground to come to, but like if you're so obsessed with talking to me about the Golden Globes at dinner, I would just never go out again. I'd be like, all right, thanks, no thanks, bye. Like I'm probably
turn into a school dance where all the guys.
I know a lot of what you're cutting out in and out, dude.
Fuck.
Like I'll start to talk, and then you'll say something, so I stop, and then there's a big gap, and then your voice will cut back in.
Oh, I was making a good, funny point.
We'll make it now, while you're not cutting out.
Okay, as I was saying, American society is going to turn into a middle school dance. It's going to be all the guys hang out on one side, all the girls hang out on the other side, and nobody talks to each other across the room. And then we all die out.
Or we play a big rousing game of Red Rover, and then, that'd be a good time.
Well, no, because the boy might accidentally touch the girl wrong and vice versa, and we'll be too scared to have that happen.
I hope we live through the time where we become hypersexualized again, and everyone's just like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Let's have fun.
We change our states 90s. We change our states' names to Hedonistic States of America.
Can I just go to the alternate timeline where that's the thing?
That would be the thing. That would be so much fun.
Yeah, can we just go back to the 60s and 70s where, there was lots of sex and drugs? Can we just do that?
I don't think you want to go back in time, Nick, because...
Yeah, I know.
I can get away with it because I'm light enough to say I'm part Italian or some bullshit.
Yeah, that's true.
There'll be too many Samoans for you to be competing with.
Yeah, I know. Wouldn't turn out too good for me.
Well, I mean, I'm glad, though, with technology we live in the era we live in. You just got to double down on, like, your good humanistic traits. And the funny thing is, for as much as we can bitch about weird people, and believe me, we interact with a ton of them, there are good, normal people out there that are just like, everybody's fucking retarded. And then you find that person, and you come together. I mean, you can find that in a relationship, or you can find that in, like, platonic friendship like we all have. Like, we all met over random shit, and none of us have these weird, out there, crazy views. I mean, if we do, we kick you off the show. Never talk to you again.
Yeah, Kendo.
Whoa,
wait. Dustin, but whatever.
Yeah, that's where I thought he was angling.
I know. I was giving you shit, man. I was giving you shit.
Like, he's not kicking me off the show. Jeff and I have hung out. We're pretty much in line with each other.
Yeah, Dustin is the example I always like to make.
Yeah. Of course, God.
The funny thing is, I don't even have any bad feelings towards him. It's just like, he's an easy target, and he doesn't listen to the show. And then he'll listen to one episode, and be like, why'd you say that about me? I'm like, well, listen to the other episodes to hear what else I've said about you, and then we'll talk. And then he'll get paranoid, and then listen to every episode and take notes. Like, on episode 102 at the 33-minute marker, you said this. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure I did. I don't give a
Oh
shit.
my god, yeah. And then he just emails you this giant list of notes. Like, oh, you're fucking weird. Just quit it.
I'll be like, Dustin, if you'd like, I can read these notes on the next episode for you.
It'll be like a
It's
six.
funny. So many of the audience members don't know who he is because they're just like new.
Good.
So
You're not missing
listeners,
much.
go back and listen to some of the older episodes where our show kind of sucked.
Yeah.
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 Your show still sucks. Well,
Pre-episode 80.
yeah. There were some gems pre-episode 80.
No, that's when you'd Dustin episodes.
Oh, okay. Well, we traded up, Kendo.
Free.
Feel proud.
Yeah. I do.
So let's talk about something a little more fun, because this whole sexual allegation thing is just kind of a downer. Like, no matter how you talk about it, there's never, like, a clear winner in the conversation. Everyone's going to be like, but you don't understand what it's like to be a woman. No, I don't understand what it's like to be a woman. But I understand what it's like to be a dude that is not a rapist or has ever been accused of anything. Like, I understand what it's like to be a normal human being that people like. So, maybe the only thing I don't know how to sympathize with is being a weird piece of shit. And like you said, Nick, earlier, after so many of these things, it kind of dilutes it to where, like, when a valid one does come up, okay, Kendo, when a valid one does come up, it's just like, well, boy who cried wolf. Everyone's, everyone says hashtag me too. Oh, but we're saying it as a sign of solidarity. No, don't draw attention to yourself for someone's misfortune and tragedy. If it hasn't happened to you, shut the fuck up. Let the people that have actually suffered this, get whatever's coming to them in terms of justice or whatever, and get it over with, and stop trying to be a part of something you're not. I don't sit and post about, Hurricane Harvey strong and all this other shit. I don't live in Texas. I wasn't a part of that. You don't hear me going on about the wildfires in California. Oh, let me change my profile picture and sending thoughts and prayers to those in California. That shit's dumb. That's just virtue signaling, and that's just you trying to get attention on yourself. Be a better person and stop. Just, there's nothing to say. Just stop being a piece of shit, and the world will get better. People will start fucking again. The economy will go up. The world will be a better place.
Yeah.
We can replace the people.
Loved each other. The world would
machines.
be a better place to live.
Yeah, Tommy Wiseau has everything right. I think we need to sit down with like the Library of Congress and get the room admitted to the National Film Registry.
I agree.
What does that take? Can we do that? Can that be a thing?
It takes so many years. Like a movie like Back to the Future got admitted its first year of eligibility, but I think it's like 10 or 15 years. I'll look that up right now.
Okay, all right. Well, I have a couple of news articles I want to talk about. How about you, Kendo?
More, and it's gonna be my Jeff story of the week. So why don't? It's gonna definitely make everything a lot better.
All right. I guess I'll go then.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hulu orders monthly horror anthology from Blumhouse TV. I didn't know there was a Blumhouse TV, but good for them. They did amazing last year. Apparently what's happening is that starting October of 2018, we're going to get one horror movie, I think, or TV episode come out every month for 12 months. We don't know who's attached. We don't know who the writers are. We don't know who's doing it. We don't know anything as of now. But that's what's happening. It's going to happen very soon. But it seems like that's the way it's going because horror TV is still pretty big. You got Black Mirror that's still going on. The Walking Dead, unfortunately. You have, Z Nation. You've got, Channel Zero. You've got a lot of things that are happening. American Horror Story, things like that are quite popular. People love them. So, this is in line with that. I'm glad Hulu's joining that game and getting in on that because they deserve to. I mean, I love Hulu way the hell more than Netflix. I only have Netflix because, I watch a few things on there every now and again, look at some good shit, but it's few and far between.
Have you been watching Black Mirror at all?
Not the new season. I haven't really had time. Everything's been ever since the year started. I've been crazy busy now, but I will hopefully binge watch it one of these weekends.
It's a letdown compared to what came before it. You can tell it's too Americanized and it's too soft. It's not. Okay. I wanted to write this last week, but the episode got cut off. I wanted to tell people I want to work on a thing. What's smarter, The Twilight Zone or Black Mirror? And I'm not going to tell you my whole thesis, but what I want to say is The Twilight Zone speaks on topics that transcend time. It's something that hits us throughout. Will hit us throughout society, throughout time, permanently.
Yeah.
Black Mirror talks about modern problems, which is fine because you got to do that with the way people act nowadays. but it's not done smartly, if that's the right way to word it. And the worst episode was directed by Jodie Foster. And tonally, if you're a Twilight Zone fan, you'll understand this. This season of Black Mirror is like season 4 of the Twilight Zone. You don't really need to watch it. There are some gems here and there, but overall, it's a letdown. The first episode... The thing is, it forgoes the whole dark endings that Black Mirror had for happy endings, and it's kind of bullshit. The characters that normally get their just desserts in these kind of anthology dark shows don't, and then these innocent or characters that have been screwed over in certain ways get their just desserts because they're creepy or weird. You can really tell it's like a very millennial take on Black Mirror. And if this was Black Mirror from the beginning, I'd have never watched it. And if this is Black Mirror going forward, I hope it ends tomorrow. It is terrible.
Yeah, because I remember you were the one who convinced me to watch the first season, and I watched the first, like, just the premise, like, I watched the first 5 minutes of the first episode, and I was like, fuck, this is Black Mirror? What the... No, you're kidding me. And I was like, just the premise of the first episode was like, alright, I'm hooked. I'm watching this whole fucking thing right now. Great. And it was very British and very in that vein of British TV. And then I could see, like, by the end of season 2 and season 3, it was getting very Americanized. And then season 3 was, like, all American stuff, and I didn't really like season 3 a lot. I didn't care for it. So,
I hate this one even more.
Oh, God. Yeah, because, like, the first 2 seasons of Black Mirror I really liked. 3 kind of sucked, and I think 4, from what you tell me, is shit. So, I don't know, man. It's... And that's what worries me about all this, like, some of these things, like, especially when Netflix, like, gets a hold of stuff, or, these big companies get a hold of stuff. It's like, it can go bad really quickly. Like, even Netflix, I think, has, like, a 3-season limit, where, like, the first 2 are good, and the third one is shit.
Netflix, to me, is becoming too safe.
Yeah.
And it's too... I mean, I hate to keep harping on this part, but it's like... Their ideology kind of permeates everything they do now. I could get, like, if you make a show for tweens and it's got, like, a leftist approach or whatever, but you got one for the other side, too. But, like, everything Netflix does is very just, like, leftist on no matter what it is. If it's Black Mirror, if it's... Stranger Things really doesn't have that because it's too popular to have that. But they put it in everything else to try to, like... I don't know if they're trying to subvert people or what, but it's just... It's to a point where I don't even watch anything with the Netflix original. I just skip it. I don't need a lesson in how to treat somebody of a different color or race. I don't need a lesson in this or that. I live the way I want to live, and I really don't have any regrets. And the thing is, like, I don't think anything I do would be immoral, even by their weird standards. So, like, or immoral, because amoral means I have no morals, which I really don't. But my point is, Netflix is edging itself out of being entertaining.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm starting to like it less and less, and I mean, I'm really considering maybe this year just letting go of it entirely, because, like, I'm not really watching it that much anyways. I'm watching more Amazon Prime, more of the other VOD stuff I have, than anything else, so I may just be like, well, fuck it, if there's anything really good, I'll pick it up for, like, a month when Stranger Things Season 3 comes up or something, and binge watch it for a month, and then, like, leave it alone. Or something.
Yeah, Hulu's the shit, dude. Hulu's got tons of great content.
Yeah, and they leave their movie. Like, I wish I'd get more movies because I think they got raped by somebody. And just, like, all of them are gone, and it was horrible. But I mean, for what they have now, it's still pretty good. It's still a lot of watchable stuff. Amazon Prime.
They got every James Bond movie.
That's true. They've had that for a while now too. They've had it for, I want to say, more than 6 months.
And they come back, too. Like, they'll be on for, like, a year, then they leave for a few months, then they come back for a year. So,
yeah.
I think, all joking aside, I think you get your most value out of Hulu, then Amazon, then Netflix.
Yeah, and I mean, Amazon as well. Like, I was really surprised. Like, I'm a huge Psych fan, and Psych, the TV show, just came back. All the seasons are on Prime right now. I'm so fucking happy. I don't have to legally download them anymore. I can actually watch them legally now.
I'm gonna get into that show just because of you.
You should. All right.
We'll do a mini spin-off podcast where we just talk about Psych.
I would love that so much.
I can make it happen, man.
I love that show too much, man. The movie last year made me so happy. And, like, I know people are critical of it, and so was I. Like, I saw things that didn't make sense, but it's like we're getting a movie 3 years after the fact of a show we love. Just be happy, and that's how I was. I was happy.
Shit, I'm over here praying that they make another season of Miami Vice on Netflix or something. Don Johnson wants it, Jeff Hicks wants it, and that's what matters the most. Make it happen, people. That would be so cool. But we'll never get that. But at least Psych gets it, so I'm happy for you, Nick.
Yeah, yeah, I'm real happy. And apparently, like, with the success of the movie, they're trying to make more movies, which, like, I'm totally down for. I would love to see, hopefully 3 movies. That would be nice. 3 would be good.
Have you noticed, though, all the old shit is, like, coming back in full force quicker than ever?
Yeah, well, I mean, like Psych has been. It's just one of those shows that it just kept the fan base over and over again. It just kept those people, like all their Twitter and Facebook and everything. Like they were just always there. And I think there've only been 2 appearances of the entire cast of the convention, and people have like traveled there in droves and bought the tickets, bought the picture stuff and everything that to go meet them, and it's been crazy.
Was Kurt Smith there? Yes, he was. Because I watched those videos. When you told me he showed up on Psych, I watched the video of him listening to Everybody Wants to Rule the World in his car like 30 times. Where Guster's like, Kurt Smith? Guster, what a surprise!
Dude, there's an episode.
You found me listening to my own music.
Oh god, there's a Clue episode they do, and he's in there as well. And what is it? Christopher Lloyd's in that one.
Oh, great scene.
Yeah,
he was in the movie Clue.
Yeah. So he was in there, and I think another lady was in there as well. From like 3 people from the actual movie were in that episode.
See, Psych is what I want us to have in 5 or so years. Like just a fun show that people go, they did this and they did that, and then maybe we're not Modern Family, but 8 seasons on USA is nothing to fucking shake a dirty dick at. Just be proud that you did it.
Yeah, dude. I mean, yeah, and that's the thing is just like. And the good thing is, like, if you want to learn every the character, you can watch all the seasons and watch, and really like it and really learn about everybody. Or you can pick up one episode and just watch it randomly, and it'll be fine. Like, they did the Friday the 13th episode. They did a Twin Peaks episode. They've done a Freddy Krueger episode. They've done a Halloween episode. They've done a ton of Christmas episodes. But it's just a really, like, fun show. And there's not any political bullshit. There's no, they're every now and again they will touch on a race thing real quick, like very quickly, but it'll only be like extremely momentary, and then like they'll go back in, they'll come out of it, But it's a great show, love it to death. I watch it every morning before work, like it's fucking great.
Before we go into your next news story real quick, because people were wondering, I couldn't find how many years it takes to get into the National Film Registry, but our patron saint just got 2 of his films inducted into the National Film Registry.
Really?
Richard Donner had Superman and The Goonies inducted in 2017.
Wow.
Fantastic.
I love Richard Donner.
Oh, yeah.
I watched all 4 Lethal Weapons recently. I just want to hug that guy.
So did I.
Richard Donner, or if anybody knows him, can we just meet you for coffee one day, please? Just say how much we love you. That's all we want.
We'll buy you dinner. We just want to, interview you and
ask
you some questions.
Yeah, we just want to hang out, man. That's it. All right.
Okay, Nick, what else you got?
All right. Well, I hope you guys loved Wizard World and their conventions for the last 2 years because they're going downhill. They have had record losses these last 2 years. Let's see. It's horrible. Compared to 9 month performance in 2016 of the convention revenue of over $20 million, that has dropped to over $13 million. Meanwhile, their con box revenue of $250,000 has dropped completely as they've closed the streaming service entirely. So while they made a net loss of $800,000 in the comparable time period this year, it was a loss of almost $5.5 million.
Shoo.
So and like Jeff and me have met at a convention, so we know we kind of know that that scene or whatever you want to call it.
It's romantic.
Yeah, there was a bathroom stall involved in like foot Morse code or something. I don't know. It was weird. But it's Wizard World, and I've actually done a Wizard World once, and it was ridiculous because it was like I think it was almost $1,000 for a table, and then the entrance fee is like $50 or $60 per person, and that's only for like a day. The weekend is like $100 or plus, and that's the thing is like people don't want to do this expensive ones anymore. Like it's not worth it because once you like with parking and just entering the door, and if it's you and a friend, it's like $200 between both of you. And what are you going to go spend your money on? The $8 pizza and the $10 beer? No.
The $13 chicken nuggets.
Oh God, I'm started with that, dude. But it's
The worst that pisses me off is the $8 grilled cheese. You can make 24 grilled cheese for $8.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, it's just dumb shit like that. It's just like, don't gouge people, and that's why like the smaller conventions are going to do better because, you know, they're smaller, they're intimate. They, you know, you meet your friends, you know, every year there, or, you know, people that, you know, you talk to across the U.S. or whatever, and, you know, you drink, you have a good time, you get hungover, you do dumb shit, and you wake up the next morning or that Sunday morning like we always do, regretting stuff with a lot of weird pictures on your phone, but you had a great fucking time, you know.
Oh yeah.
And that's why I love the smaller ones and I guess the cheaper ones because I mean that's the way to go nowadays, man. People want more for their money than ever before. They really want, you know, they really want the sustainability. They want what they want for, you know, the little money that they have. You know, come on.
What pisses me off though about the convention scene is the celebrities, man. Chris Evans and Tom Holland are going to be at a convention, and then Gal Gadot and somebody from the Justice League, and they're like $800 a piece.
Yeah, it's like these people are already making tens of millions of dollars per movie. They don't need this fucking money. They really don't. I mean, and I'm sure it's not invading their schedule either. Like they're scheduled for interviews and junkets and things like that all the time. So for them to do a convention, I don't see. Like, I mean, if it's a security thing, whatever, that should be on the convention, not the patrons. You know.
Like I told you the other day, dude, when we make it and we go to conventions, like, they just gotta pay for us to go there, and maybe our beer, which will be pretty hefty, but, like, the fans, it's free. Like, I don't care if we make, like, 1,000 movies and have 45 Oscars and all this crazy shit. I don't want to charge people just for, like, a fucking picture and an autograph. I don't like that.
No,
I feel like the biggest celebrities wouldn't even charge you. Like, okay, we'll go to a convention, and Norman Reedus is, like, $100 for an autograph and a picture. But I'd bet you if you saw The Rock on the street, he'd take a picture with you for free. It's the cooler celebrities seem to be free, and the ones that are like charging you the money seem kind of desperate. Like that girl that was in The Walking Dead that wanted all that money and nobody went and saw her.
Oh yeah, like to talk to her was like $5 or some shit like that.
Yeah. Like I met China right before she died. Talked to her for free. She was super fucking nice. Like these people have really great lives. Career-wise, I don't know what their personal lives are behind their back, but they're afforded these really great careers where they get to do all this crazy shit and millions of people love them. Like, you know, you've already made it. Pass on a little kindness to these people for fucking free.
Yeah, and I mean, like, and even then, like, a lot of these celebrities, they, the convention will pay for them to come to the convention. It's like, that's awesome. You don't have to, you don't spend a fucking dime. You get lodging for free. You get taken from the airport to the hotel for free. Why are you bitching? Like, I mean, I don't get it, man. I just don't.
Well, that's been my moment of me being on my high horse. I apologize. You got any more news stories? Or are we taking it over to Kendo?
I have one more news story, and it is kind of terrifying.
Oh Jesus!
Awesome.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Ready? Facebook knows how to track you using the dust on your camera lens.
Yay!
Yep. Man, it's fucking horrible. In 2014, Facebook filed a patent application for a technique that employs smartphone data to figure out if two people might know each other. The author and the engineer manager at Facebook, named Ben Chen, of course, wrote that it was not merely possible to detect two people's cell phones were in the same place at the same time, but by comparing the accelerometer and gyroscope readings from each phone, the data could identify when the people were facing each other or walking together. That way, Facebook could suggest the person you were talking to or walking with at the bar. But apparently, according to what they've said, their statement says, "Oh, we don't use your location sources behind your back or your microphone or your camera or anything like that. That would be illegal." You know, whatever.
Only if we get caught.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, let's see. Well, what they did, I think it's one filed in 2016. Like one technique they had that they filed 2015 describes a technique that would connect two people through the camera metadata associated with the photos they uploaded. It might assume that two people knew each other if the images they uploaded looked like they were titled in the same series of photos, or if the lens scratches or the dust were detectable on the same photos in the same spots in the photos, revealing the photos were taken by the same camera.
I think I had something like this happen to me. I shit you not, because when we were down in Gatlinburg together, Nick, maybe like a decade ago, I was on Facebook and I went through this thing where I friended everybody named Jeff Hicks, and just so happened to be across the street from where this guy is, and like Facebook showed me that he was across the street from me. It was just too weird. I didn't like it because he never pops up in my feed or anything. But that one day, it's like Jeff Hicks is across the street at that Titanic thing, and we're in that shitty wax museum, and I'm like, oh god, this what in the fuck?
Yeah, and I mean, like I had an incident in the car. I think I did anyways, where I'm pretty sure Instagram used my mic to hear what I was saying because I was coming. I was coming back to Tennessee to Atlanta, and I had my PS4 in in a DXL bag. That was big enough to hold all my electronics at the time. I just needed to transport it, like put everything in the bag. So when I called home, I asked Mom, it's like, oh, is the bag there? I literally said, is the DXL bag there? She's like, no, it's not there. So I looked behind me and I was like, oh, it's in the car. I just forgot it. And when I come back, I haven't used my phone except for like GPS and to call my mom. I get back in, I pull everything in, I sit on the couch, I go to my Instagram, and sure enough, one of the advertisements is for DXL.
Dude, last night when we were recording the commentary with Justin Beck, I specifically mentioned an action figure.
Yeah, you did.
And it pops up on a fucking Entertainment Earth ad, the exact toy.
Yeah.
That's weird to me.
Yeah, in the settings I've disengaged. Like I've turned off the ability for Facebook Messenger, and Instagram to use my camera or my microphone. So
I'm almost to a point where I just want my phone to make phone calls again.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Simple times. Back when, we didn't know any better.
Back when the phone was corded to the fucking wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll go that far back, but
Okay, far enough back to where you could take the cordless phone and go to the bathroom and talk.
There you go. Now we're talking.
All right.
Kendo, you got any news stories?
Yeah, I got one left. It's my Jeff story of the week.
Oh, I like those.
So this will end things on a bizarre and happier note. The headline: Shock as woman 39 pleads guilty to filming self in sex acts with pet dog and whipped cream.
Oh, why is this a Jeff story?
That right there, that was that reaction was why. So, a woman in Scotland who shot cell phone video,
of course,
in a sex act. It's either Scotland or Florida. A woman in Scotland who shot cell phone video of herself in a sex act involving her pet dog and whipped cream has pleaded guilty to 2 counts of possessing pornography. So apparently, I don't know how they were tipped off to her because it doesn't go into say. It's just that they raided her home and the dog was still with her. So, and they took a bunch of her stuff and they found videos of her doing sexual stuff with the dog and using whipped cream at the same time. No word on if this dog was male or female. Not that makes it any better. And apparently she had child porn as well. So she's
no.
She's going away for a very long time. But
good.
She copped possessing the in quotations extreme pornographic images depicting an explicit way a female engaging in sexual activity with her dog and the whipped cream. No word on what will happen to the dog if she goes to the slammer.
It'll be lonely.
I'm sure somebody will adopt it because there will probably be like a fucking petition or a GoFundMe.
Yeah. Save the dog. Get it a good home, and all of a sudden, whenever you pull whipped cream out at home, it like fucking barks and goes ape shit.
Yeah, it just fucking.
Maybe it gets really happy.
Yeah, it gets really happy.
Yeah, maybe it didn't say whether or not the dog enjoyed it. It just a woman having weird kinky sex with her dog.
Jeez.
That sounds like such an American thing to do.
Yeah, I know. That's why I thought it was from Florida when I looked at the headline and clicked on it. I was like, oh, this is interesting. I'll use this for my Jeff story tonight. He'll have a horrible reaction as soon as I say it, and you did.
I'm so glad we're friends, and I love Lisa so much, but god damn you, dude.
Wait, speaking of Lisa, you have to make another phone call.
Yeah.
Oh, I do.
So.
It's time for me to call the billboard number once again. So let me get my phone queued up.
Yeah, we're going to call that number, and we're going to find out if we can get through to the...
We should call it on every episode once until it gets through.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Go. Shit, it's ringing.
Hi, Richard. For the room. For scheduling of the room, please go to www.theroommovie.com. For merchandising, go to tommywiseau.com, TOMMYWISEAU, or www.theroommovie.com. Thank you for your support. Enjoy the room, and we'll see you at the screening of the room. And keep in mind, for the special screening of the room, go to www.theroommovie.com. And then if you'd like to screen the room, please send us email. Contact is on our website, theroommovie.com. Thank you very much for support. Enjoy the room.
So from what I got from that phone call, it's go to their website and enjoy the movie.
At www.
Yeah, there's no... It's not World Wide Web, it's just worldweb.com.
Worldwide, TommyWiseau.com.
Well, I feel like we built it up that we're going to do it every week until we make it through, and we kind of made it through on our first try. So there you go, folks.
It just means we're super successful.
Yeah. We're like... I was going to make some sports analogy, but I don't know sports. Is Tom Brady still a sports guy?
Who? Tom Brady? Yeah, he's going to be going for Super Bowl number 6 here in a couple weeks after the Patriots run the table in the AFC.
Oh, jeez.
Sports.
Yeah.
Sports.
You'll be good at them. Okay, so, Kendo, was that it for you for news?
That's it for me for news. I've got nothing else for you.
All right, well, it looks like we're on path to have a nice, normal 90-minute episode. I feel like that's a good length. Listeners, if you want longer episodes, I guess, say
Patreon questions.
Yeah, we got some Patreon questions. We got some stuff. Real quick, before we get to the Patreon questions.
If you want longer episodes, send us more questions.
Yeah, send us more questions. Patrons, all of you, all like 100 of you, send questions. You're all allowed. There are so many perks that we offer you folks that you just haven't.
For only $1.
Yeah.
You get better shit the higher you go, but for $1, you get a lot.
Yeah, and for the 17 cents a day, which is $5 a month, you get even more.
Yeah.
You get a poster. A digital poster, but it's still a poster.
Yeah.
And like I was telling our good friend Justin Beck, if you're one of our patrons that gets a physical poster, the guys are going to all be together, with the exception of Nick, and at the end of the month, and we're going to get together, we're going to sign you some World-Class Bullshitters posters, and we're going to send them to you. So be on the lookout for signed World-Class Bullshitters posters that you can hang up in your house and tell all your friends about the coolest podcast they've never heard of. So this one comes from Star Wars fan Khalil. Longtime subscriber and supporter. I would love to hear you guys discuss something about Star Wars. You guys love the original trilogy, but what I want to ask you is, doesn't Lord of the Rings and The Dark Knight kind of blow Star Wars out of the water? Just my opinion, your thoughts. Now, I wish Dion was here for this, because it would be interesting to hear him, scream no. But, Star Wars fan Khalil, I will disagree, because I don't like Lord of the Rings. I saw the first one in theaters, I fell asleep, and I'm not into swords and sorcery.
No,
if you noticed last week, I didn't even talk about Game of Thrones when we were talking about it.
Yeah, I've never been into the whole magic thing. I'm more of a science fiction guy. That's just not my thing. And plus Lord of the Rings is just movies about walking. So,
Very true.
Yeah. And I mean, Dark Knight and Star Wars, you can't compare the two. I'm sorry. Star Wars has been around longer and has more of an impact than Dark Knight has. I still love Dark Knight. I still love that whole series. But Star Wars.
Yeah.
I would even argue that the Dark Knight has kind of faded into obscurity already. It's only been 6 years. But I feel like we're having this resurgence of Michael Keaton Batman love. We're all interested to see where they take the Ben Affleck Batman. And while The Dark Knight was the gold standard for superhero movies, by the time the Avengers came out and the successful string of Marvel movies, The Dark Knight has just become a great franchise that once was.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'll take the original trilogy over The Dark Knight anytime. And definitely over Lord of the Rings because those movies bore the fuck out of me and I don't like them.
Oh my god, I remember.
I get the appeal, but I just don't like them.
Yeah, no, I remember my brother got the 3-pack where it was like the extended cuts of each movie, and I'm just like, how much more walking do you need?
Oh, dude,
how much more fucking cardio do you need?
When the first one, what is it, the Fellowship of the Ring or whatever, when it came out, I was in college, and that was when the 4-hour edition of it came out, and my roommates were like, you gotta watch this is the greatest thing ever. Christmas break happened, they all went home. I didn't because I had to work, and I tried watching it one evening. I was bored out of my fucking skull by the hour-and-a-half mark. No matter how much I drank, it was not making it better. I was like, fuck this, I'm going to play Nintendo.
No. What I really hate is the last one. When I was in the theater, they ended it 48 fucking times. You know, I was just like, why do you keep going dark and then going back to the movie? Fuck you.
I just don't ever plan on sitting down with those, so I kind of feel bad answering the question like that, because I don't want this listener, Star Wars fan Khalil, to think like I disliked your question or I'm annoyed. Like, that's not it. I don't know Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know Harry Potter either.
Yeah, you asked our opinion, and that's our opinion. Well, I mean, okay, put it this way: like Harry Potter, I can like enjoy. I have no problem with Harry Potter. I don't hate it because Lord of the Rings is fucking boring. Harry Potter, I can at least like watch and like it's watchable.
Yeah,
you know?
If I'm with other people and they're like they've got it on, I can watch it. I can have it on as background noise, but I don't ever sit down and say, man, you know what? I could really watch some Harry Potter right now.
Phil likes himself some Harry Potter.
Cool.
Yeah, well, you know, it's
cool.
It's Phil.
Good for
When we come
him.
down for the Rumble, that's what we're gonna watch. Harry Potter.
All right. I mean,
No, I'll just go to the theaters and watch Jumanji again.
that's if you're like, hey, we're gonna sit around all day watching Harry Potter. I'm like, I'm going to Jungle Gyms. I'll catch you guys later. I know how to get there.
You really kind of took a liking to that place.
It was like it was like the World Food Market that I have here in town. If you take that and Trader Joe's and put them together, you still don't get Jungle Gyms. It's much, much larger, and the prices aren't gougy. So I was like,
Dude,
I like me some
we
Jungle
have two of them here in town.
I've been there a couple times, man. It's fucking awesome. It is ridiculously big, and it's like everything you'd ever need is there.
They have some really cool shit, and you can sample beers for, what was it, 50 cents? A quarter?
25.
Yeah. So you get these little, like, medicine cups of beer, and you can sit there and just drink your fill of all the different beers they have for, like, $4.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
The lady's like, you're going to blow your taste buds out. I don't care.
I wanted to blow something out on her.
Yeah, she was a good-looking woman.
Yeah.
The tattoos kind of scared me.
That didn't bother me. Just something to aim at.
I didn't say it bothered me. I said they scared me a little bit.
Like, oh, cool, you got like a pentagram on fire? I like it. Let's go.
Hey, I hail Satan too. What the fuck?
Yeah, I look forward to meeting our Dark Lord and Prince. Let's go bang first.
Was she like a goth chick or something?
Yeah, I wouldn't say she was a goth chick.
She might have been a reformed one.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, I could have seen her being a goth chick in like high school times and things like that, but in the 10 years that's passed since then, I think she kind of gave it up.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like she doesn't listen to My Immortal anymore.
Yeah.
And yes, I meant the Evanescence song, not the fucking
3-part epic.
Yeah, from World Class Bullshitters. When I was hanging out with Dan the other day, he's like, I got a new fan fiction for us to read. I'm like, okay. And then he described it to me, and I'm just like, oh, Jesus, no. It's Legend of Zelda.
Oh, God.
Damn it.
I'm kind of curious, but I don't.
It's full of Mary Sues.
Oh, we don't need those fucking weeaboos, like, you know, getting all up in arms again. Fuck.
Yeah, they went crazy over the Pokemon video, so...
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about some shit that we actually want to talk about. So this comes from our friend Kaylin Webb with an edgy would-you-rather question.
Oh, boy.
Would you rather wake up with a hangover next to the President of the United States or wake up in the morning... or wake up with morning wood next to a sassy black woman?
Sassy black woman.
I take sassy black woman because They're nice to me.
Well,
I'm light skinned. They all like me.
I love a Kendo's in a conflict here.
I am in a conflict here because if I wake up hungover next to Trump, it means one of two things happened. We either had like a really awesome, epic evening where like some really cool shit was happening. We trolled people on Twitter and, measured dicks against the North Koreans. So that could have been entertaining. If it was Bill Clinton, I definitely would not take that option.
Yeah, he'd have raped you.
Because it would have meant that, not only is my head banging, my ass is hurting really bad too. Since I'm fairly positive Trump doesn't swing that way. I mean, that's not a bad. The sassy black woman, though, I mean, it's a chick. And there's a good chance if I'm waking up next to her, I could probably get somewhere with that. I would hope because she's in the bed with me already. And I would want to do a scientific experiment to see if I do, if I'll go back. So the more curious of me is going to take the sassy black woman.
I love your thesis on that. That was good.
Like,
You're a true scientist,
Yeah.
sir.
my inquisitive mind wants to know.
Speaking of science, we did a world-class bullshitter science experiment today, and you should check it out. We tried to figure out if the Princess Leia flying scene was completely accurate from The Last Jedi, so there's that.
Spoiler warning. I'm not going to say it. Go watch the
Oh,
video.
okay. I was like, where's the spoiler?
Ah,
Spoiler warning, no spoilers.
yeah. Here's a spoiler. There isn't a spoiler. Just go watch the video. It's literally like a minute.
Yeah, the first minute is what you need to watch. So if you can't watch for 1 minute,
Take some Ritalin.
we cannot be friends.
Some Ritalin. They're gonna watch all of our videos in an hour.
Yeah. Skim them.
Left Hand Comics.
While we're waiting, can I give a quick shout out to the guys on the fan cast?
Sure.
Yeah. Guys, folks, if you're listening to me, I got my start on the fan cast. I had a great time over there with Lape and Liquid Metal Pro. Just don't ever play Uno cards with Liquid Metal Pro. He steals all the green cards. But Eric, those
You
two,
motherfucker.
those two and Eric Ward, they're really great guys. They're a lot of fun to listen to. I enjoy listening to their show. When I used to be on it, I would still listen back to it because we used to have a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I can't be on it as much as I'd like to be anymore. And they're always looking for other people that are fans of our show that can join them on Friday nights and participate. Justin Beck's been on there. A lot of people have been part of the fan cast. Go ahead and give them a listen. Subscribe. It's pretty much like listening to us because it's the show about the show. They cover the same things we talk about. And every once in a while, they add their own stuff. And it's kind of fun to hear other people's opinions and spins on the same thing, because there's times where we talk about things and then their opinion on it is completely different. So it's kind of fun to get another perspective. But go support those guys. They're great guys. They're a lot of fun. And hell, who knows? Maybe you can get on the show and be on there with them.
Yeah,
And Late
I
to
like
Zanus.
the fan cast. Yeah, and there's always tits in the image. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't get it. Like, that was Dustin's plan. He's like, oh, we'll just put out a bunch of hot women in the thumbnails and people will click on the videos. And I was always like, no, that won't work. So the fan cast does it, and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But there's beautiful big titty women in there, so
Yeah.
that's
No.
always a plus.
That used to be the algorithm that YouTube. I think that was the thing that people did on YouTube like 10 years ago, and it worked back then. But then they killed that. Like, an algorithm killed that whole thing, and then people just stopped doing it because everybody caught on. So.
But yeah.
Oh,
Go give them a
okay.
listen. Subscribe, like, enjoy their show.
Yeah, they're awesome guys.
Yeah, I listen to them most Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
Usually laying in bed trying to figure out what I want to do for the channel for the coming week, and I hear, hello, it's Brian Lape, and I'm just like, oh shit, it's Anus. We go for it.
Yeah.
So we got some interesting emails. Somebody would like to have me give them the image I made for the Fempire Strikes Back. Well, I'm going to write the email back, but I'm going to kindly decline because I hate to sound like an asshole, but I made that myself. So
Yeah, we didn't
if you
steal
guys
that.
are gonna if you guys are going to try to put it on T-shirts, that's stealing it from me, which kind of fucked up.
You're stealing food from our fucking kids' mouths. Fuck you.
Well, Jeff, you know what you got to do then, right?
Make our own shirt.
Make our own shirts.
Copyright that shit.
You can't copyright that. I looked into it already. You know what? I'm going to put it on Etsy. I'm not even going to respond to this guy. I'm going to put it on Etsy, and then I'll say no. So
send him,
by the time he hears this, it's already on Etsy. I'm already working on it right now.
Send him the Etsy link. It's like, here you go, buddy.
Oh, perfect. You know what? I'll respond to this email fucking later. Sorry, guy. Don't. I mean, I could. Jesus Christ! Somebody sent us a lot of fucking emails. Okay.
No, I cleaned up that entire folder yesterday, and then got blown up this morning.
Sorry.
What you? You never emailed the show. You're on it.
Well, no, because I'm sure a lot of Twitter stuff comes through there.
Oh yeah, there was like a lot of whole so-and-so's retweeted. So-and-so's. I was able just to like get it to where I was like being able to just blanket delete pages at that point.
Gotcha.
Because I had like picked out all the relevant emails over the course of since probably June and put them in their own little folder, and then I was just like mass deleting UPS and Goop.
I'm surprised Goop is still
Twitter
a thing.
replies.
I'm surprised Goop is still a thing because they were under fire there for those fucking stickers that were NASA approved, and NASA's like, we didn't approve shit.
Yeah, well, Gwen is still out there.
She got nothing better to do than to sell you like.
Well, she has to because she doesn't have Chris Martin paying her bills anymore.
She's got Marvel money, I think.
Maybe it depends on what her contract says. We don't know. She could be getting pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, but even then she's selling you fake bullshit that could probably potentially hurt you. You know, some of the stuff.
Yeah, she's a flim flam woman.
And you know, she's a woman in Hollywood who's an actress who apparently
has a kid named Apple.
Yeah, which apparently everybody should revere or whatever the fuck, and she's selling you fucking snake oil. Come the fuck on, people.
Yeah.
Wake up.
We don't want your shit, Pepper Potts. Make more movies.
Well, don't make more movies. I find her highly unlikely.
Home movies.
You know what, Gwyneth? Go hang out with Jodie Foster and just fuck off in the woods. I won't watch
together.
It.
Yeah, nobody's gonna watch. Don't worry.
Okay, so a podcast wants me to be on their show, so that'll be cool.
Sweet.
Tear them apart.
No, they don't want me to they want me to talk about Star Wars, so I will let the listeners know this the closer it gets. They're going to be recording it at the end of the month, but I will definitely let you guys know when I appear on another channel. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, cross promotion.
I looked into this place. It's out of California, so
nice.
I have a feeling it's like Screen Junkies or something, and they're just setting me up.
Yeah.
Well, you know what to do.
At the end of the,
she outburned them to the ground.
He goes on there and it's all successful, and we all get fucking Dear John letters, and the show's over, and Jeff's like on a bigger empire now. It's like, all of our dreams are gone. He sold us out.
That ain't happening. Let me give you 3 reasons why it won't happen. 1, I doubt they want me on their show because I'm too controversial for advertisers. 2, I'm already friends with you guys. I really don't want to make new friends right now. And 3, we're making a fucking movie. They're not making a movie with me. I can't kill one of them off on film. So, no, we're all set. Don't worry, unless, I win the lottery, get married to...
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Christina Hendricks.
If she was... Based on her look, she's fine, but she's just so unlikable and weird.
We'll make her likable and not weird.
I think I would throw her off a bridge. If I married her. 6 months, I'd be in jail. I threw her off the fucking bridge. There was no Iron Man to save her. I did it, though. Not sorry.
You're welcome, world.
I would like to think that if you won the lottery, you'd still be friends with us.
Dude, if I won the lottery, a huge amount, let's say I won $250 million after taxes, we would all go on the world's greatest vacation every year.
Good, because that's what I was planning on doing if I would have won the Powerball last week, was creating bullshit tower like I wanted to do.
I would probably, Nick, I'd probably just move closer to you right away, and then I would try to get Kendo. I'd be like, Kendo, I got a wing in my house for you to come live in when you
Well, actually, one of my friends from Knoxville's moving down here at the end of February. He's the guy I made all those crazy, horrible, offensive trailers with.
Oh.
Yeah, you know which ones I'm talking about.
I do know which ones you're talking about.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. So he's moving down here from Knoxville, and we're going to probably continue that as soon as he gets here.
Excellent.
Plus, I'm working on a movie with you guys. I'm working on a movie with Richard this year as well, again. So it's going to be a very, very busy year for damn sure.
Good. Well, at the end of the year, when we'll make a calendar decision for us, relatively soon. God, it's going to be a fun year.
Yes.
I just can't wait to go out and make this thing with you, Kendo.
I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good time.
It might be that snuff movie you want to make, Nick.
Yay!
Dan may have a heart attack on set.
Yeah, my dream could come true.
Yeah. That looks like it for emails. Just the one that I gotta make sure I put up a T-shirt for. You know you've made it when people are already ripping your shit off and then attempting to rip it off again.
Yeah, because we had our shit get ripped off on YouTube.
Oh, like 3 or 4 times already. I know, but no, I like it. This guy's asking for it. Like we don't really know what he's gonna do with it. It's like, all right, man, I've done this shit before to people. All right, I know how this fucking works.
No, he specifically explained what he wanted to do with it. But I'm not giving you my artwork to put on a T-shirt. Like, I'm not like this world famous artist, but I've made thousands of dollars in like a weekend with you, Nick, selling artwork, so I know what I'm doing.
Oh yeah.
I'm not just gonna say, hey, buddy, here's my. It took a while to get that fucking logo made. I'm not just gonna give you my work and be like, here you go, make as much money as you can off of it for the good of the community. That's not how anything works. That'd be like any of our listeners that have a job. Like, just go up to the next person you see on the street and hand them your check. Why? Because you went to work, but they get the reward. Like, that's what that is equivalent to. So, no.
Yeah.
Never. Like, it almost makes me want to take the video down and just put the words "The Fempire Strikes Back" up. But then I'm like, no, that's just going to hurt me in the long run. So, no, random guy that wants to use my artwork, you cannot ever. And if you steal it,
we will find you.
Well,
gut you like a fish.
We'll put it this way: if it is stolen, we kind of know where to go because you have the guy's name and email. So you can always dox him a little bit if you want to, if he fucks up.
Oh, I don't even condone doxing, so I wouldn't. I would just be like, hey, this guy ripped me off. Don't buy a shirt.
There you go.
Well,
we will come and get you.
Christ. Look, you get one nice day out and all the hillbillies bring their fucking shitty cars with their terrible mufflers out. So sorry, listeners, if you don't do that shit. So that's about it for fan mail. I wanted to say this last week before the episode got cut off. We've grown to a point where to read comments on a podcast is still viable, but it's getting kind of crazy because like last week's episode has 12,000 views and 351 comments. So to really start reading through a lot of comments is going to get kind of difficult. So if you really want to have your stuff read on the show, email us, worldclassbs@mail.com, the best mail.com. Or, shoot us a message over on Facebook. Yeah, thanks, Dustin. We have a huge following over on Facebook, and I got a lot of great discussions with you guys and girls. So
that's really the best way to get questions to us is through Facebook, because we all get the notifications.
I admit a lot of times I just read them or answer them directly to you.
Well, yeah, I was going to say I do.
So if you want them read on air specifically, just like post, read this on air, and I will. Because all joking aside, one of my favorite parts is just to interact with people. If we could figure out a way to get thousands of people to watch a live stream each week, I would do a live stream episode where you guys can ask me anything. Get the guys on and we can talk about anything entertainment related. I really want to try to get that done for the our 12,000 subscriber video. So maybe we will. I know a lot of people were telling me, come up with your own ideas for videos. I'm like, huh? I just asked if you guys wanted a live stream.
That
was all I asked.
There was one person that thought we were changing the format. He's like, why are you going to change what's already working? It's like, we're not going to change the format of the show. We're just...
Did I poorly word it?
No.
I don't think I did.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, we would do only one episode where you can see our faces through the video screen. And you get to ask us,
episode.
And you, the audience, get to ask us, the bullshitters, on this podcast you're listening to right now, this very second, questions. Those things with those statements with those little curlicues at the end of them, and we get to answer said questions the way we fucking want to. That's how that works.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to change up anything. The show's always been fun. But it's starting to feel worth it. And I'm not talking about money. It's just like enough people are there to like interact with at all times.
Yeah.
That's the part that I'm loving. It's like,
he's loving
maybe we get 50,000 emails about the same topic, but at the same time, we get dozens of people that, are like, hey, I like your show, or hey, you guys suck. And, it's fun to respond back.
Kendo, you're really cool. Will you be my friend? No.
Has anyone ever said that to you?
No, but that's the
Well,
response
one day they
they'll
will.
get. Like, nah, sorry,
Damn.
too big to be your friend.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm looking through the comments. There's just a bunch of people telling us about the Last Jedi bombing in China. Anthony Perez. That guy still listens to the show.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anthony Perez. Yeah, you know what? This is about a 95-minute episode or so. Let's put this baby to bed. So, this has been World Class Bullshitters, episode 105. Every Thursday night we take a dump on the world of pop culture. If you liked this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and share it with everyone you know. Tell your grandma you like World Class Bullshitters. She won't know what you're talking about because she's probably deaf in one ear, but buy that old lady a fucking hearing aid and make her listen to our show.
Or buy a shirt and just point to it so she can read it.
Yeah. World Class Bullshitters! You old bitch!
What did you say, Shelley?
What? I'm not even gonna yell at her. Just give her one of these Jane Smiths, like, you should listen to World Class Bullshitters. You know, apples are like emotions and onions are like assholes. Everyone's got them. You know, just get the word out there for the show. Because while we would love for everyone to join the Patreon and do all this great shit, if you're young and you can't do it, you got Twitter, you got social media. You probably got a bigger social media presence than some of us.
Spread the word.
The show. Yeah, so just spread the word, man. That's all we ask.
Yeah,
and if you do want to
be... the best thing you can do is, share and retweet all of our stuff. Liking it is fine, and we appreciate that, but the shares and the retweets will help us grow and get more followers, more people, and in turn, be able to do more things. So, that's all we ask, is that you share our stuff.
Yeah, and those that can help, that do, thank you to all 95 of you or 6 of you. I'm not going to read all your names right now. Later date I will. But, when you share, those people find us that want to help, and we can get new shit, we can make more videos. So, just, the thing isn't, this isn't like a pitch to help us make money. It's almost like a way of just saying, thanks at the end of it. It's like, so many of you have done so much to help us get here, and we just want to keep taking it to the next level and reaching more people and providing more entertainment, because there's so much bullshit out there, and it's not even world class, and we just want to continually be able to give you fun content. I can't say every week's going to be the most thought-provoking thing you've ever heard. I try to bring some of that every week, but some weeks it's just, a lame week, or we're out of town and we give you a My Immortal reading or something, but we always at least want to make you laugh, try to always make you think, and just make you happy. That's what we're here for. So, share it, Patreon, all that good stuff. Go out and see Jumanji if you want to have a good time. And one thing, spoiler, they respect the original. This isn't really like a remake. It's not a remake at all, or even a reboot. It's a sequel. It's just a straight up sequel. The original one happened.
Cool.
This movie takes place the next year. So remember how the old one, they throw the Jumanji board in the ocean, or wherever they throw it? It washes up in 1996, and this guy finds it and gives it to his son. Well, the son opens it up and goes, "Who plays board games?" and throws it away. And then Jumanji turns itself into a Nintendo cartridge. And so he turns on the game, and it sucks him into the game. And then it jumps to 2017, where these modern-day kids get it. They get sucked into the game. They become The Rock and all those other characters. And then they save the kid and all this other shit. It's a really fun movie.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm down with that then. I'm down with that.
It is 100% better than it deserves to be. And it's one of the best Sony movies I've ever seen in theaters. Yeah. From the company that gave you The Amazing Spider-Man, go see Jumanji. The most surprising movie I think I've seen in 5 years.
Jeez.
So do you guys have anything else you'd like to add to this episode before we put this baby to bed?
Yes. I will be at Days of the Dead, February 2nd through the 4th, with a Buckshot production, selling Frankenthug, drinking, and doing all kinds of horrible things to myself and other people. I will also be at the panel for Frankenthug. That's Sunday afternoon at 1 p.m. Sober or hungover, I'll fucking be there.
So basically, listeners, if you want to go out and support independent art and actually have a good time, Nick's a lot of fucking fun. With one beer in him, he's great. When he gets white girl wasted, he's even better. That's one thing I want to do, is get some videos of Nick drunk on our Patreon page, so you guys can... we'll play some drinking games when we're in New Orleans this year. Shit, that's where we're going. That's where WrestleMania is, right?
Yeah. Couple months away.
God damn, that's close.
I know.
I know.
That's why I was asking you
We
about
gotta-
flying the other day.
Yeah, we better get that situated really fucking soon.
Yeah,
I was thinking we'll get it
kinda what I was
situated by the
thinking.
Royal Rumble,
Yeah.
guaranteed. Like we'll have because that's off-air stuff. That's off-air stuff. Listeners don't give a shit.
Yeah,
about
that's true,
that.
that's
So anyway, folks, Kendo, do you have anything you'd like to add before we put it to bed?
I will be in Cincinnati appearing. Never mind.
At the Royal Rumble at Phil Seitz' house.
Yeah.
If you'd like to get his address, just ask me and I'll give you his address, his phone number, his date of birth, his social security number, anything you want to know. I'll give you pictures of what his house looks like. Wait, that's doxing, isn't it?
Essentially,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll dox Phil for your entertainment
Oh,
listeners.
that's almost too good. That's almost too good.
We'll probably go live at least a couple of times during that weekend, just because.
Yeah, we need to get our live stream game down because I like live streaming.
So did I. When I was there for the Last Jedi, I live streamed a couple times. I only remember one of it, and
Well, what
people
is it?
seem to enjoy it.
Well, no, the live stream I would really recommend doing through YouTube because it's more stable. Facebook.
No, I just meant like going live on Facebook so people can see what we're up to for those few minutes. Like when
okay.
That's what I was talking about. Like when we were at the restaurant, I just popped on the thing and people were asking us questions, and one guy didn't know who the hell Jeff was.
Yeah, that pissed me off. Who's the guy in the gray? I'm the guy you listen to every fucking week. I'm the waiter. I'm having dinner with these random strangers.
Yes.
Whatever.
Some dude we found off the street. We're like, hey, you want to come hang out with us and eat some pretzels?
I'm a vagrant. Show me Star Wars.
Damn vagrants.
Well, we're the best.
We are.
All right, folks, we'll be back next week with episode 106 of World Class Bullshitters. God damn, there's a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
If you got any suggestions for videos or anything you'd like us to talk about, Patreon, you guys get all those first. Facebook, though, is the best way to contact us from now on.
Yeah.
Twitter, Nick's got that under lock, too. So thanks to the 12,512 of you that watch our show or subscribe to this channel, and spread the word, and we'll be back with some more fun, and let's hope that Stan Lee doesn't die by next week.
Only after the Super Bowl weekend.
Oh, one last piece of advice before we go. Kids, don't eat those fucking Tide Pods. They may look appetizing, but they probably taste like shit.
God damn it.